I refused to give my family a second chance after they abandoned me for years. My parents and siblings reached out to me last September for the first time in 3.5 years. They apologized for the lost time and said they wanted to repair our relationship. My parents told me they had many regrets and were hoping I'd give them a chance to make up for the past. I told them I wasn't interested and asked them to leave me alone so I could focus on the people who had actually been there for me. Here's the backstory. When I was a kid, something really bad happened to me involving a male relative. When I tried to tell my family, nobody believed me. Then years later, this relative admitted what he'd done because he was dying and wanted forgiveness from everyone except me specifically. After his confession, my parents finally believed me, but instead of getting me help or support, they basically ignored me and tried to distance themselves from the whole situation. My siblings would bring it up constantly with no sensitivity, and whenever I'd break down crying, they'd just act uncomfortable or annoyed that I was emotional in front of them. When I left for college at 18, I started struggling really badly with depression. I wasn't sleeping or eating, couldn't keep up with basic hygiene, and felt sick whenever I tried to eat. When I went home that Christmas, I told my family I was sleeping terribly and had no appetite. Again, zero concern from anyone. The people who were actually there for me were my two best friends, Addie and Ryan. We've been friends since kindergarten, and even before they knew what happened to me as a kid, they could tell something was wrong and did everything to support me. When they realized how bad my depression was getting in college, they called me multiple times every day, drove hours to check on me, and stayed up late just talking to me. When I tried to end my life, they're the ones who figured out what happened and called 911 to get me help. They stayed at the hospital until I woke up and visited me throughout my treatment for clinical depression. My family didn't even come to the hospital to see me, not once. The last 3 years have been me getting therapy, taking medication, and moving closer to Addie and Ryan. We all live together now, and they're the reason I'm still here today. When my parents reached out in September, they admitted they ignored me because they felt ashamed for not believing me initially. My siblings said they didn't notice my depression because I was always quiet and looked sad around them anyway. They all claim they care now and say my siblings would have supported me if they'd been older. My family won't accept my decision to stay no contact. They keep trying to convince me, saying my siblings deserve a chance to make things right and don't deserve to be denied that opportunity because of my parents' actions. But I have so many reasons for not wanting this relationship. I don't believe they actually love me, and I don't think they're good for my mental health. Most importantly, I feel completely let down that not one of them reached out during the worst period of my life. My therapist says it's completely up to me and that I could invite them to family therapy sessions if I wanted. But I don't want to fix this when I know deep down the same abandonment will happen again. They're trying hard now, but where were they when I actually needed them?